It's time to sell some IXHL. That's right, my friends. It is time to sell some IXHL. Now, if you watched my previous video where I explained to you guys how to be able to actually exit this ticker at a break-even price if you have a dollar average, okay? So if your average is $1, how do you actually manage to exit this ticker without getting scratched, even, right, without losing any money? I explained to you guys exactly how to do so, right? When we go over here, listen to what I said exactly, okay? We can anticipate that it's eventually going to go on another crazy rally. So our goal here is to lower our average as much as possible without trying to really time the bottom of this ticker. So what you want to do is, first of all, right now you want to leave it alone. Okay, right now you want to leave it alone. And what I would do is, if this stock pumps up and it tests 50 cents again, let's say I have a $1 average. Okay, I have a $1 average. If I have a $1 average, this is what I would do in order to go ahead and exit without any rent. If it pumps to 50 cents again, test the 50 cents, whether it's 47 cents, 46 cents, something like that, or it goes anywhere near 55 cents. This 55-cent level is also very important. It went to 57 today. If it gets close to 55 cents, 48 cents to 55 cents, I'm going ahead and I'm closing out a quarter of my position. That's right. Now you guys may be like, this dude just said how to exit without any red and he's telling me to realize my loss for a quarter of my position. Yes. Now, why am I saying so? Okay, so why am I saying so? That's because I anticipate this ticker dropping all the way back down to the 30 to 40 cent range again. So let's say you go ahead, okay, and you close, let's say that you close 20 shares, okay? Let's say that you go ahead and you close 20 shares at 50 cents, okay? What is that? That is going to give you a $10, okay? That's going to give you $10, right? 20 shares at 50 cents. That's $10, right? $10 average, okay? Now, here's what you need to understand, okay? Is that doing so, right? If the ticker goes ahead and falls down to 40 cents, now you sold 10 shares over here, but if it drops to 40 cents, you can go ahead and actually end up buying more shares with that $10. Does that make sense? So now you can actually go ahead and buy, what would it be? You can buy freaking 12 shares now or something like that, right? I mean, more, 20, because we said you were selling 20. So it would end up being 25 shares. Now you can go ahead and buy 25 shares because it's at 40 cents. Does that kind of make sense what I'm trying to say? So what you're doing is that you're lowering your average by accumulating more, by closing some of your position at its swing highs, and then by using that funds to buy back at a cheaper level. So you're lowering your average. Your goal should be to get your average below 50 cents. That should be your goal. And remember what I said, you're only going to close out a quarter of your position at these levels because this stock can go ahead. Listen, this stock is what is happening here? Look at this ad, okay? I don't know why this keeps popping up everywhere, but I'm upside down. Anyways, this is actually the finished version, which is really cool. I ended up never using it, which sucks, but you know, I was like everywhere. I was upside down, and then I went to I was in Canada, then I was in Dubai, I was everywhere. Anyways, going back to IXHL, okay? So the reality is that this is a loose cannon ticker, and it can actually run all the way upwards of, 70 cents. Off of the levels that it's seen, it can run all the way upwards of 70 cents. But what you need to understand is that even if it runs to 70 cents, it's coming down to 50 cents. It's coming down to 40 cents again. It is. Now, you're not going to want to go ahead and sell for a loss at 70 cents. What you're going to want to do is you want to go ahead and gradually sell for a loss and bring in cash and hold on to the cash, okay? So you sell a quarter at 52 cents, 53 cents, 54 cents, 55 cents-ish, okay? Around those levels, right? Around those levels, you sell a quarter of your position, all right? Now, let's say the stock goes to 67 cents. Let's say the ticker goes to 70 cents, okay? Let's say it wants to go ahead and test the 65, 66 cents level, so it goes to 70 cents, okay? Let's say it goes to 70 cents. Now you close another quarter of your position. So now you have half of the cash that you had allocated to this ticker at $1. Okay? Now your average is $1, but you have half of the position in cash. So when it drops back down to, let's say, 40 cents to 30 cents, guess what you're going to do? You're going to be able to buy more. You're going to lower your average all the way down to 60 cents-ish. Then the next time it gives you another pop, you actually have a good average, and you can go ahead and even potentially sell for green. That is how you're going to exit this ticker with minimizing your losses. Because let me tell you what's going to happen. If you decide to hold until it reaches your break-even price, what's going to happen is you're going to watch it go up. Just like, imagine this, right? Imagine the people, let's go on the 2 hour. Imagine the person that had a, now it's going to be hard to do so, but let's go on the 4 hour. Okay, over here. Let's say the person who had an average of 137. Okay, I know it's crazy because our top is 138, but let's say 137. So they held. They never averaged down. They never sold for these pops, right? They never averaged down, and they kept the 138 average. Then the stock's going up. The stock's going up. They're like, oh my god, it's about to enter my break. Oh my god, I'm about to break even. Oh my god. Nope. 124 decline. Comes back all the way down to 10 cents again. You don't want to be this dude, is what I'm telling you. You don't want to be this dude. Again, remember, it's your money, do what you like. I'm just telling you what I think. Mind you, this is the ticker which I came out, okay, and I told you guys, listen, my track record when it comes to IXHL, the haters can say what they want, but they just hate me because I'm right. That's the reality of the matter. They hate me because I came out here and I told you guys to sell IXHL when it was at $1. And everyone said, oh, it's going to 3, it's going to 5, it's going to 6, it's going to 10. And then guess what happened? It went to 30 cents. Okay, let me find this video. Where is this? Let's see. I mean, look, I think in this video I went ahead and I. That's what with the profits, if you bought in super cheap, to be learned when it comes to last video. This is what I came out and I told you guys. So for me, it really sucks because previously, with the FDA approvals, we could have seen the ticker reach the heights of, freaking, $2 to $3-ish, right? We could have seen that. That could have been a real possibility. Maybe even all developers of $8, but that's no longer possible. That is no longer possible. For me, the top when it comes to the ticker now is this, $1.60-ish level, right? And if it gets above there, it's not getting above 220. Just because of the fact that the company is going ahead and they're diluting now. Diluting. If you look at where the stock went, right? If you actually look at where the stock went, it went up to 178. So I said 160 to 2. It went to 178 and it flushed from down there to 33 cents. Now people want to come and say, oh, this guy doesn't know anything. He doesn't know anything. Bro, what do you know? I'll tell you what you know. You know to buy at freaking 136 and now be down 80%. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't, my friends. Numbers don't. And you know what, man? You know what I mean from numbers don't? I'm talking about my win rate. Okay? We actually made money on IXHL, which is crazy. We actually made money on IXHL. If we go on the Discord, you will see people saying, oh, thank you so much. Amazing trade on IXHL. IXHL was a good call. Thanks, bro. IXHL, XBP, 50 G's on a day, in a single day, my man brought in. Just another day in Top Trade Academy. And mind you, this is a ticker which I call out 40 cents to the upside anyway. Anyways, going back to what I was saying, right? So if I tell you guys to sell and lock in profits, remember, I'm telling you that it's going to go back up. I'm telling you that it is going to go back up, but I'm telling you that first it's going to come back down again. This green that you're seeing right now, it's momentary. Because the company still has a shit ton of at the market dilution. Yeah, they said they're not going to dilute. They also told you that they were going to dilute before. Okay, now, who knows what they're going to do, right? But for me, I would close out a quarter of my position at 57. I would close out a quarter of my position at 70 cents. And then if it goes to, let's say, 80 plus, I'll close even a quarter of my position there again. This is if you have an average of $1. Then I would let it come back down. I'll use the money that I sold. I would lower my average, and then there you go. Ta-da. Now my average is super cheap. Then the next time it runs, because this is a company that does have a strong pipeline. This is a company that will run again in the future. It will run again in the future. So if you're able to lower your average, free up funds and lower your average, you will make good money. You could actually not only even break even, you could actually make good money. But you need to have a good enough average. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Now remember, I could be wrong. You know this 80% win rate that I showed you guys? First of all, this is like after 500 trades later, right? Month of July, 2 red days. Month of June, 1 red day. Month of May, 3 red days. Month of April, no red days. Month of March, 1 red day. We've been crushing it, man. We've been crushing it. Just today on SOUN, we made an absolute killing on SOUN today, right? If you jump down over here on SOUN, first of all, Sean's been freaking crushing it. But look, SOUN, 160%, 160% in the past month. Thank you, HG Racing and the auction scraps. This is one of the things which we offer in the community. I'm now working on my 7th green week in a row with a profitability percentage of over 90%. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up, man. We've been crushing. We've been crushing it. So, anyways, Mia says, thank you. I've never seen profits like this. Feeling so happy. We've been crushing it, man. We've been crushing. Now, going back to this 80% win rate, 20% of the time I am wrong, okay? And 20% of the time, that's not a small amount of time. You need to understand that that means 1 out of 5 times I'm wrong. So I could be wrong right now, right? I could be absolutely wrong right now. And again, I'm far from a perfect trader. I always tell you guys, do your own research, do your own due diligence. And, you know, previous performance is not an indicator of future performance, but it is the best indicator there is. What else are you gonna fucking judge my future performance based off of? Vibes? Okay. Anyways. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Happy listening trading. And I wish all I want for you guys is to be able to exit this garbage ass stock. The company's good. The company's doing great things. Yes. But garbage ass stock correctly. Okay? And anyone who comes in my comment section and starts running their mouth, you a hating asshole. That's all you are. Okay? I said it now before you say something. All right? And that's it. Okay? I wish you guys the best of luck, man. And remember, my friends, don't give up, don't quit. Because 90% of traders are not unprofitable. 90% of traders just quit before they become profitable. I believe in you. Believe in yourself. Thanks for watching. Your boy Sam from Top Academy.